Y'all, I love the movie Training Day. I really love that movie. Anytime I see somebody on YouTube reacting to the movie, because I love reaction content, hopefully I can get with somebody to help me get around the copyright restrictions that come with it so I can start doing reaction content on the channel. But I love reaction content, right? And when anybody reacts to Training Day, I drop everything and watch with people because the roller coaster ride that movie takes you on from the very beginning. When Officer Jake Hoyt sits down with Alonzo Harris, played by Denzel Washington, it's a roller coaster ride from start to finish. Y'all, this movie, Antoine Fuqua, knocked it out of the park with this. This movie, and I always say this, I don't know if this movie works as well as it does without Denzel Washington being Alonzo Harris, right? Why do I say that? Well, not just because of his Denzel Washington's brilliant acting, but because Denzel Washington is playing this character, it helps with the manipulation of the crowd. See, even though Alonzo Harris starts out being an asshole and gives us clear signs that he's a narcissist, he is not a good individual, he's not a good person. He shows us that he is really a vindictive, manipulating individual. But because we see Denzel Washington, we don't want to believe he's a bad guy. The crowd, the audience has been conditioned to believe that Denzel Washington is good in every role. Because up to that point, I don't think that Denzel had ever played a bad guy. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm only 31 years old. But up until that movie, I don't think Denzel Washington had played a bad guy yet. So when we see Denzel, we think, okay, this our guy, this the hero. And Denzel, it doesn't help. He look cool as hell. His fade is on point. You feel me? He got the chains on, the trench coat. You hear me? Like, he looking like he, like, goatee clean. He look like he smooth, suave, shaft type of guy. So we thinking, nah, man, Denzel ain't the bad guy. No way, no way. Even when he puts a gun to Jake's head and makes him hit the weed laced with PCP, we want to believe, well, maybe this is what narcotics officers have to do. Maybe he's trying to help him. Maybe he's trying to train him. Even when he starts off saying disrespectful comments about his wife, he told him, hey, you got a kid, right? He said, yeah. He said, I got 4 boys. I'll hook your wife up. Let me know. That's disrespectful as fuck. Jake Hoyt should have told him. He told him, let's not talk about my family. I told him, hey, watch your damn mouth, right? Then he says, oh, basically, I think he ask him how long they've been married? And he said, yeah, you probably still fuck her face to face. Whoa. He was a habitual line stepper. But because the audience sees Denzel Washington, we don't want to believe he's a bad guy. But the way it's written, the way the story is told, you can see a person being like, soon as Jake Hoyt, played by Ethan Hawke does a phenomenal job. I think he gets overshadowed because Denzel Washington was just so outstanding that people forget. Ethan Hawke did a great job being a young cop trying to make detective who's being manipulated, and he's trying to figure out if he's being manipulated or if this is what he's supposed to do. His naivete, him being naive, it helps with his character. You know what I mean? But even with him being naive, the way him sticking to his moral compass at certain points, it saves him. With him protecting the little girl from getting attacked, raped by them bums in the alley, and getting her wallet. And then it saves him when Smiley and them got him in the bathtub and they go and find her wallet. They found he saved your little cousin. We cannot take this man's life, even though Alonzo Harris just paid us to do this, right? But it's just like the certain details. When they find out that Jake don't want to take the money after Roger has been taken out of here, after Roger got his life taken by Alonzo, when Alonzo sees that Jake is shook up, and when Jake refuses to take the money once again, he calls him, have that bathtub ready. You hear him saying, have that bathtub ready. But even like, you connect it later on, like years and years later, stuff just like makes sense. Yo, he was telling him to clear that bathtub up because he already knew at that point, Jake gotta go. He gotta go. Then when he goes to the wise man he went to go get a search warrant to be able to go in there and do what he had to do to Roger, to shoot him, So when he take the money and he kill Roger, then no questions come up. Hey, we had a search warrant. We had a search warrant. And you realize those detectives are all crooked cops as well. It's a whole system, right? And it's like, yo, but again, even though we see him steal the money from Macy Gray, give a Chinese menu as a fake search warrant. And then we see like the nuances. Him being a cop, he hold the gun upright, then hold it sideways like a street dude when he's shooting the dudes when he leaving out of Macy Gray house. You know, rubbing the guns together like a street dude. The way he doing all of that, like yo, he sold it. But again, because we like, yo, Denzel got a certain charm about him in these roles, we want to say, no, Denzel ain't the bad guy. Yo, mama don't want to believe Denzel the bad guy because she loved Denzel. My mama loved Denzel Washington. She ain't want to believe Denzel was the bad guy. And again, we all are like, he can't be. Yes, he is, right? But it works because Denzel is playing that. If it's anybody else, I think we think, oh, he might be doing, I think we catch on to anybody else. We catch on to that person being a bad person much quicker. But it took for Denzel to leave Jake in the house with the Hispanic dudes. It took for us to almost see Jake get his life taken from him, getting set up by Alonzo at that point for people to say he's a bad guy. He was showing signs all throughout the movie, letting the dudes that tried to attack the girl in the alley, letting them walk the street after they told him that. They say, yo, this girl is only 14. He said he attacks that A for weeks. He's openly telling you he is a bad person. He is a predator, a sexual predator of the highest form, and Alonzo makes up a reason to let them go. You feel me? When they and again, when you say you set this up, you've been planning this. You've been planning this all day. He said, I've been planning it all week, son. When he tried to get, again, him forcing Jake to hit the PCP lace blunt, right? So that he can show that he got intoxicants. And he can show that, oh, yo, he been smoking weed. The police can see that if they draw his blood. So it's his word against theirs. Nah, okay, there, when they draw your blood, they gonna see you been on drugs. So now you in debt to me, brother. You feel me? Planning all of that out, man. It was just crazy. Even when he first gets the weed off of the white dudes in the car, telling him, it's your girlfriend. If I see you over here again, what he tell him? I had a homeboys up the street run a train on your girlfriend here. That's crazy for a police to say to a girl. That was wild. You know what I mean? And again, but the movie, it's man, all the little subtle nuances you see, the certain little subtle cues you see, this is a bad dude. This dude is not good. Even when he tells, when after Roger is shot and Jake is shooken up, and he pull a gun on Alonzo, and he says, what do you say? Alonzo tells him how the report is gonna go when they take Jacob out of here. When they take Jake's life, they say an officer was killed today. He survived by his wife. And that's exactly how the movie ends when they're talking about Alonzo Harris. Y'all know, I didn't even recognize when I first watched this movie a few times that ain't Alonzo's wife, old girl. He says it openly, but again, when you're a kid, you don't understand. That's his side piece. He had a whole baby with his side piece, but that ain't his wife. You feel me? His wife, because I'm like, yo, he got 4 kids. What other kids at? His 4 kids with his wife. They not counting the little baby he made with Eva Mendes. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody hate Alonzo where he went over in the jungles, where his baby mama, Eva Mendes, stay. You know what I mean? Like all the movie is great. The dialogue at the end, when Alonzo Harris, played by Denzel Washington, is having a breakdown when he recognizes he don't got the power no more. They're not scared of him. They're not intimidated by him. Jake has helped to snatch all of it away from him. And the way he goes through his breakdown, and it's still trying to. I got to get to this point. When Jake escapes, when Smiley and them let him up, when they found out he saved his little cousin, And Jake comes to the home when Denzel's son opened the door for him. When he goes into the bedroom door, Alonzo is shocked to see Jake alive. He still tries to manipulate him, clapping it up. Congratulations, son. You've made detective. I'm impressed. Brother, you still trying to gaslight this man into thinking that this was all a test? Like, the way his manipulation was on a whole nother level, man. He was a different type of evil. And Denzel, again, they knocked it out of the park. The directors, all of that, the way they had him portrayed, the way, like even when he shoots Roger, when Denzel has the lighting on his face, it's half dark, half light. Hey, like, you know what I mean? It's show, like, it's darkness on this dude. The darkness is on Denzel. He said, yeah, go ahead and shoot him. Well, sometimes you got to do stuff yourself. And shoots him and tell him, breathe, 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 after you shoot him, right? Like, man, what? Alonzo gasping for air at the end of the movie. Breathe, brother, like you told Roger. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Like, man, did movie, and I just watched Cinepals react to the movie, right? Ashara and Michael, I believe are their names, right? The Asian young lady and the white dude. I love Cinepals channel. They've been reacting to a lot of beautiful black cinema. Not Training Day, because Training Day don't count as a black movie, but you know, they've been watching, you know, Love and Basketball, Life. They've been watching Diary of a Mad Black Woman, The Color Purple. They've been watching a lot of black films, and I've been appreciating their ride and the respect they play. The respect they pay to these black films. I really appreciate it, because a lot of these YouTube reaction channels do not watch black movies at all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, Training Day, one of my favorite movies, one of the best movies ever created, in my opinion. And it works because Denzel Washington is playing Alonzo Harris. Y'all leave your comments in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.